I was still waiting. That hadn't changed. What had changed was how I felt about it. At first, patience felt chosen, steady, intentional. But somewhere along the line, it began to feel imposed, like something I was stuck with rather than something I was offering. I noticed it in small ways. Irritation rising quickly, tolerance thinning, tension over things that didn't matter. Nothing dramatic, but underneath it all, something was tightening. And one night, the thought surfaced. Why do I still have to be patient? The question was not rebellion, it was fatigue. Not towards Allah, towards the situation, towards the length of it. And I realized something important. Patience at the beginning feels noble. Patience in the middle feels costly. Because sabr is not passive waiting. It is restrained reaction. It is controlled response. It is choosing obedience while discomfort remains. And that takes energy. Allah says, O you who believe, seek help through patience and prayer. Indeed, Allah is with the patient. With the patient, not with the cheerful one, not with the unbothered one, with the patient. But patience is not the absence of internal protest. There's a difference between feeling tired and accusing Allah. I was not angry at Allah, but I was tired of the wait. And I had mistaken that fatigue for spiritual failure, as if real faith never strains, as if sabr remains serenity. But sabr is not serenity. It is steadfastness. It is steadiness. Serenity is a gift. Steadiness is a choice. I have been trying to suppress the fatigue, to silence it, to perform calmness. But suppressed fatigue hardens. Unacknowledged strain becomes resentment. So that night, I did something simple. I said quietly, I am still waiting, and I am tired of waiting. Not as a complaint, but as a confession. And nothing broke. Allah did not withdraw. The sky did not close. Instead, something softened, because honesty removed the performance. The Qur'an says about Yaqub, alayhi salam, I only complain of my sorrow and grief to Allah. He did not deny his pain, he directed it. That is the difference. Resentment that festers turns inward. Fatigue that is brought to Allah becomes worship. Patience is not pretending the waiting is easy. It is choosing obedience while admitting the cost. And that night, I stopped trying to look peaceful. I focused on remaining obedient. Still praying, still asking, still turning, even while tired. Because sabr is not about how you feel. It is about what you refuse to abandon. So if tonight you feel patient on the outside, but restless underneath, if you're doing the right things while quietly wishing the weight would lift, do not shame that fatigue, but do not feed it either. Bring it to Allah. Name it, then remain with Allah. Patience is not absence of struggle. It is the refusal to let struggle pull you away. And halfway through the month, that is a deeper test. Not whether you feel peaceful, but whether you remain obedient while not feeling peaceful. That is sabr. That is patience. And that too is a form of return.